Hello everyone, welcome to Fablehaven Guild Wars Reforged. My necromancer from the stream has been slowly and steadily working on the Legendary Defender of Ascalon title, and I have reached a critical point in her progress, so I thought I'd share it with you. We have reached level 14. This means that the highest natural level enemy does not provide me experience. In this entire area, the only thing that grants me experience, naturally, are the 4 Charr bosses. That's it. And we got very lucky to get Charr bags from them. And I got a Charr salvage kit too. These were not in the game when I last killed the Charr bosses, but hey, fantastic. So I have all the inventory space. I also got a death rune, thanks to someone who was selling it. And I feel pretty good about that. So, how do we gain experience from this point forward? I mean, besides just killing the Charr bosses, but they'd only give me experience at 2 more levels anyway. That is where Lieutenant Langmar comes in. These 2 characters are in the Ascalonian Vanguard, and they were added to help players achieve greatness. This guy teaches you some skills. He actually taught me his curses, which is nice because we didn't get any earlier. And my favorite healing skill, the Healing Breeze, which gives us a bunch of health regeneration. I know it's an enchantment, it can get purged. Whatever, I like it. So Lieutenant Langmar gives us a quest. This resets every day at like 8 a.m. PST or something. And I actually have one right now. You can only have one at a time. This will send you out into the world. There's one for every zone except for the Lakeside County. And it will spawn enemies based on, well, the lowest level in your party. So this particular quest, I've never done it before, so we're going to find out together. We have to find Duke Gaban in the catacombs and escort him out. Brother Menlo? Nope, not you. That's for another quest. Also, another thing you can do to get experience. I'm saving this for level 16 because it'll be the next real hurdle. The quests do not reduce in XP. This is a static number. So if you can save as many quests as possible to turn in when you reach a bit of an obstacle, like level 16, then that will help push you up. So I've been using the Igneous Summoning Stone. I believe I don't know how I got this. Was it from Priority Guild Wars 2? I'm not sure. But if you're new to the game, you can purchase this little feller, or get this little feller, by purchasing the Eye of the North DLC, which has a really low rating on Steam because apparently it just didn't work. But I am happy to inform you that I believe that has been fixed. Oh, this could be a problem. Hope you'll be fine. So, basically the way this quest works, back to the Vanguard. This will spawn enemies based on the lowest level in your party, and it has little thresholds. So, because I've reached level 14, these enemies that are spawned should be level 11, which is 3 levels lower than me. I just have to go find them, and then I'll be able to, kill them for experience. So here's an example of an enemy that is now level 11 because of our quest. This guy does not spawn naturally. He is here only because we have a quest here. Now he's kind of spooky. Also my imp can't hit because obstruction is a thing in this game. So we will move out of the way and let the imp come to us. And by the imp I meant let him come to us. At least I would love to. Turns out mesmers are pretty terrifying even when they're NPCs. The Charr mesmers are actually one of my biggest obstacles. But I'll go do a Charr Boss Run once we complete this, because I want to show it off. Especially that I'll be able to summon my undead there. I'm actually super weak here. I might just do this quest and finish it and get the next one. Not being able to summon stuff is awful for a necromancer. Who could have guessed? But basically, I'm just holding down control and looking for names that are not normally here. And when I find them, I will know that that's a location that the Duke can be in. I believe all of these quests kind of function the same way, in that enemies spawn all over the zone, but there's just a number of places where your target can be. Some of them are kill a boss, some of them are rescue a person. Grenth, my goat, the god of death, please guide me to these catacombs. It's a little embarrassing, but I need my imp to solo this. I'm having a real hard time here. I don't like this zone. This is the worst Vanguard quest I've gotten by far. But the imp I'm obstructing the illusionist, the imps is there fighting, and I can heal him through the wall with our monk spells if we need to. Which we do every now and again. And yeah. This is kind of just how life works. Now, how would you do this if you were a warrior? I have no idea. Wow, it was completely unintentional, but I found a quest item, the corpse of the prize moa bird, next to the guy. Wow. Well, I hated this one. But hey, I got a quest completed. We'll be turning this in later. Again, pretty much at level 16. That nest was a lie! Now, if you don't mind, I'm quite done lurking amongst the undead and would appreciate a guide to the surface. Yes, I'm just going to backtrack. Without my strategy for fighting people is just to, like, pick off a weak thing and then just spam this. I can make a level 15 bone horror. I can make a bone horror a higher level than me. And so my strategy always is just revolved around I will do the bare minimum and just keep spawning things for people to fight. It's worked out pretty well, actually, but in this quest it has been awful. Ah, good, we made it. I wouldn't want to go out like a fool or anything. No, I wouldn't want you to either. But we should be able to return to Lieutenant Langmar and pick up the next quest. There used to be a bug. At least I hope so. Yes, okay. There used to be a bug where between turning in the quest and accepting the next one, you had to, like, leave or log out and then wait for the reset timer. But I think now you can just turn this in and get the next one immediately. At least I hope so, because the reward for this is getting 1,000 experience, which isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things. I would need 9 more of these to reach level 15. And then I still got 5 more levels to go. But, hopefully, yes. No! No! Oh. Why is this in the catacombs again? The number of running catacombs is getting dangerous. I fear nothing. But what does death really mean to somebody who has mastered it? Thankfully, I found a bunch of carrions that I can resurrect, but my goodness, not having pets complicates the matter. But basically, the point I'm trying to make here is with these Vanguard quests, you could just log in for a couple minutes every day, get 1,000 XP, and move on. It'll take you like 2 months, probably, to achieve the Legendary Defender of Ascalon with that. So, what I've been doing is just using this to spawn new enemies to farm out. Now, some quests are easier than others to do this with. Like, for example, for this particular quest, we have to find and kill the undead necromancers, so I have to run through the catacombs, which doesn't have a map. And is confusing. And that doesn't appear to have a very high density of these level 11 characters. But the one I had before this was actually in the Northlands with the Charr, and it would spawn these groups of 2 Charr that normally weren't there, and they'd be, you know, they were level 8 at the time because I was not level 14. And essentially that's how it would work. They would spawn bonus enemies in these little clusters, and you would go around and bonk them, and then you would teleport out, and you would bonk them again. You just go find out where the objective is. It didn't change. Well, that's not entirely true. If you have to kill a boss, or I guess kill these necromancers, where they are doesn't change. So you just have to find them once and then, you know, keep a mental note of it. The rescue quests, like the one we just did, do change. They can appear in several locations and it randomizes every time you zone back in. But, yeah. That's kind of what I'm going to be doing on my off time. Trying to achieve... I really don't like this one. It's hard to tell what even is a high level and what isn't. Like, these are all just lobies. Oh. But, yeah. The other thing that grants me XP... My goodness. So I guess what I'm trying to say is if you find a good Vanguard quest where you can easily find the high-level enemies, just keep that in your inventory. If you're going with this approach, of course. But it's usually a good idea to complete the quest because 1,000 XP is a lot. I believe if you kill an enemy that's 5 levels lower than you, which is the bare minimum to get experience, you gain 16 XP. That's not a lot. I might have to look up what the heck where these are. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I have no pets, but here we go. Oh, also, another important thing about the Vanguard is that while you have the quests in your inventory, you gain bonus armor. Oh, he's cursing me. That's fair, I guess. I'm just going to run back. Head it out. We can heal the pets and do this. My main... Ooh. My main damaging spell is Deathly Swarm, which is this. And it bounces between characters. It's pretty nice. Try heal here. Huzzah. Oh. Okay. Not dead. If I had pets to do stuff for me, this would be great. But here we are. So yeah. We found the enemies. Did it tell me how much experience I get? It probably didn't. I just wasn't paying attention. So the Necromancer counts. Interesting. What kind of a Necromancer is alive? True Necromancers embrace death. Ooh. Another thing that's just an interesting thought. In this zone, it's theorized that dye is more likely to drop. I mean, I have a black dye for crying out loud. This is super rare. So there's actually people who will stay here to try and farm. I don't know if silver can be purchased to farm rare dye. There's like a whole pre-searing economy, and it rotates around the dye and also these things, these runes. Like, for example, if they give me Death Magic +1, I have a couple more. I have one that's giving me armor based on my minion count, which of course is irrelevant here because there's no thing to revive. And then I have +2 energy on 2 things, I believe. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting to see kind of like a tutorial economy going. It feels very unique. I've always loved that about Guild Wars. Okay, so if you don't kill them all, it resets. So if I can find a Necromancer that's easy to access from one of the 3 entrance points and run it down, I might be able to get free XP out of this. But of course, that wasn't very easy for me to fight with my strategy. But that's basically the plan. That's how the Vanguard stuff works. That's how we're going to farm it out. And that's how I'm hopefully going to achieve level 20 and become the Legendary Defender of Ascalon. And then, ladies and gentlemen, then I can play the game. Also, just a quick note. The main way that you make money in pre-searing, you know, besides engaging in that economy I mentioned briefly, you can find these blue items, and they can roll improved sale value. And they sell anywhere between like 50 and 80 gold. And that really adds up. You just buy an identification kit. It's 100 gold. And I made half of that by selling 1 item. So that's kind of just what I've been doing. I have some perps here because I'm not sure what I want to do with them. You can use the Charr salvage kit only to remove bits of it. I don't think I can for this other one. So there's this weird, like... weird's not the right word, but there's a cool, like, item crafting component to this game. The runes as well. That I've always really enjoyed. My fellow old enjoyers may remember this gateway leading to the Northlands once required a companion to access. In fact, the quest will still tell you need a friend to come open this lever. Because in this game, when you zone in, you zone with the whole party. So you have someone come up here, open the lever, and then someone come up, let's stay down here and walk through the door, and voila, you're in the Northlands where there is grave danger. Nothing but danger afoot. The great enemy awaits. But now the gate just stays open long enough that if you cut the corners, you can just run it down yourself. So welcome to the Northlands. I've been here a lot. I've seen a lot of this zone. And this is my favorite part about reaching level 10. I mean, I started doing this at 8, I think. Because if you... I guess you could start this at 5 if you really wanted to. But the base area has things that will give you experience up to 8. But these oak carts level 5, they're pretty easy to kill, especially if you have an imp, because they're vulnerable to fire damage. But I also do a lot of damage now. So I kill them. I use their corpse to construct a bone horror. A tiny bone daddy. He's not a real bone daddy. There is a bone daddy in this game. But I am pretty far away from it. I think my account hasn't unlocked, though. It's an elite skill, which is a really cool concept. Basically, I believe starting in factions, you would get a capture signet, which you would have to go chase down a boss, and then you could steal his elite skills, and that was how you unlocked the super powerful skills. But anyway, with the corpses of the Oakhearts, I just wait for this backpack to run away from me. Begone, foul creatures. And then we run it down. The hunters are rangers that do they spread out. They do surprisingly high amounts of damage. The Chayats are mesmers, and they can dispel my enchantments. But yeah, this is kind of just what I did. And then as they fall, we raise them again in our service. Now, as you can see, we're gaining 0 XP for fighting the hardest enemy in pre-searing Ascalon, which feels a little bad, honestly. But we can get special items from them, like this, which may give us a powerful rune. I doubt it, but it may. And with this pack coming back, we just do the same thing. It split up again, because of course it did. The Chayats are mesmers, the Axe Fiends are warriors that come at your face. At your face is the word I use. The Charr carving is one of the... I don't know if you can trade it, but it's one of those items that a collector asks for. I'm not sure if there's a dedicated collector for it. The guy hidden in the garden, the Professor Yackington, which is how you get this hat. He will occasionally ask for it. I haven't talked to him yet. Maybe I should. I think I did at the end of the stream, but that was it. And a fun fact about this helmet, the pre-searing helmet, it has a unique aspect, which is the stacking Death Magic +1. I believe no other helmet in the game will add a stacking effect on top of a non-stacking effect. I think heroes have armor like that, but players don't. I believe. That might not be true. Make sure we knock him down so he stops shooting our friends. Here are the bosses. You can tell because they glow. And I feel like every time I kill them, it's an absolute cluster. Let's see if we can turn this cluster into our favor. There's so much padding over here. My goal is to pull these two kind of alone. Kind of alone. Kind of alone? Okay, we got the boss. Just alone. But of course, as you can see, there's people coming. But my Bone Horror is level 15 now. They are absolutely thumping. Make sure the imp gets involved here. Okay. And just keep making more. Oh dear. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. We can use this little lip here if we need to obstruct the enemies so they can't see me. You can cast some spells without vision, but not all of them. Look at our little people doing well. The moment I come back here, the AI's like, get him! Get him! Oh dear, I'm dead. Not dead? Not dead? Not dead! My imp is dead, though. Well, sometimes that happens. That whole platform is just surrounded by Charr. So you have to be very cautious with your approach, and I just kind of ran it down. We did kill a boss, though. 3 more to go. So unfortunately, with the death of the imp, I still have summoning sickness. The imp is not an all-powerful tool, although he is incredibly strong. So I'm going to roam around and try and get a Legion of the Undead going before I see what I can pick off. So I've come back from another angle. Unfortunately, the imp is still down. So this could be a problem with how many I just pulled. But we'll see. It's actually crazy how efficient they made the enemies in this zone. Oh, I might die here. Death doesn't really mean much in the prologue as well, which is a nice feature. But it eludes me still. Thank you. But the hunters just deal universally good damage. The chaots can remove enchantments, which is of course what we're using to keep ourselves alive. The shamans can banish, which deals double damage against summons. So, you know, my poor undead. I think those are the only real summons that you can field. But, yeah. I think we're just going to have to wait for the imp. Or find lower hanging fruits. The imp is back, and I am approaching critical mass. And I have a fantastic angle here. We can pull that guy, which I think will pull the boss. This one. At least that's the plan. Few things ever go according to plan, but we'll see. I had to play that real cheap Link. I was able to obstruct some of the units before my imp summon was up. Oh yeah, critical mass has been achieved. Let's go. But yeah, ranged characters are definitely so much better at this. I would not really recommend doing this with a warrior. Now, of course, this type of content, or this content, was originally designed for friends. In pre-searing, you can have a party of 2, and this was meant to be, like, you know... This was meant to be the hardest possible content, group content, that you could do. This game is very solo-friendly, though, and the imp made that doubly so. It's actually going to feel weird to me when I can't use it anymore, because you can use it below level 20, and that's it. Once you reach level 20, which is the level cap, and of course win what I'm aiming for Legendary Defender of Ascalon, no more. Oh, I just canceled my spell and lost my mana. Oh, we might have pulled a bit too much here. We'll see. Some crazy things can happen with Necromantic Critical Mass. Also, Deathly Swarm does a heinous amount of damage right now, and it bounces. So if I can get them in a blob like this, we can thrive. Now, unfortunately, those are the 4 bosses. I barely got any experience. Fortunately, I can't see it in chat. But the things I wanted, the char bags. Well, I don't really care about char bags anymore. But the char salvage kits, purple items, none of them were obtained. Unfortunate. No good drops. We did get a few blues, however. So I can pick those up and take a look, see at what we're working with. What you're really here for, I mean, you can kill anything for blue salvage kits, or not salvage kits, but salvage items. So for example, this, you don't have to kill a boss to get the Axe-Fiend armor. And look at that. Bonus energy, illusion magic +1. I believe in pre-searing, people are mostly using domination magic, so I wouldn't say that is a valuable find. Reduces physical damage by 1 non-static. That's just a flat -1 damage taken. Interesting. Emerald Enchanted. Highly salvageable. So highly salvageable means that... Ooh, look at that. Paid for identification kit. Highly salvageable means it gives you a lot of crafting materials, but you don't really use crafting materials in pre-searing. So... Also, I have, like, all of the basic ones that I could possibly desire in my account. But yeah, that was the Charr boss fight. Again, this was originally designed to be done with a friend, and there are still people to this day who are in Ascalon City looking for Charr hunting parties. If you want to do it that way, you most certainly can. But with the imp, you can do it solo. You can do it without the imp, but it's a little more complicated. Just a touch more. And again, if you find a Charr salvage kit, this is a super low drop. You can salvage these out of the stuff. I might take the radiant. This is my last charge, though. But I would have so much energy, because I have an open slot on my chests. Some of them can stack. Like, my gloves have +2 energy and the armor while controlling minions. But I don't know... I think you can have 2, because it's Minion Master's Crichton Glove of Attunement. So the of Attunement is the energy, and the Minion Master is the armor. Maybe there could be 2? Maybe there's dedicated suffix and prefix. I don't know. This one might be worth keeping, actually. Takes about 100 hours to get max level in priest for reference. It takes a long time. A long time. But that is the task that I have set before myself because I feel like it. So thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this update on the last Defender of Ascalon, Satu Arcadia. I probably won't update you until I'm at the end. Level 16 is a huge obstacle. Because at level 16, the enemies spawning by this quest are still level 11. So you're getting quite literally bottom barrel XP. And then once you hit 17, I believe they go up to level 14, and that will carry you up to level 20. But if you want to see more Guild Wars content, I guess you don't really know. I'm down. I love this game. It's been a lot of fun to play. Thank you all for watching. Level 18. They're on their way. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you to the patrons and the Charr Boss Run channel. I greatly appreciate you. If you'd like to stay up to date with anything happening channel, feel free to join the description down below. And I will see you as I approach level 20.